Hi, I'm Haynes and welcome to the Ingles table. I'm going to show you how to make zucchini roll-ups. You can get everything you need for this recipe at Ingles, so let's get started. So we're going to start by slicing our zucchinis for this recipe. This is one of my favorite recipes to make. It's like an Italian pasta but without the carbs of noodles. So to cut your zucchini, you're going to want to cut the end pieces off. And then I like to just cut a little sliver off the end so it'll lay flat when I'm cutting so I don't accidentally cut myself. You want to get these cut pretty nice and thin. Depending on the size of your zucchini, you should get about 5 to 6 slices. This one's pretty small though. All right. I've already cut all my other slices for this recipe today, but you want to use about 3 to 4 zucchinis, and this is going to be for our 9 by 13 dish. So after you get your zucchinis cut, you're going to want to preheat your oven to 425 and then layer these on a baking pan with parchment paper. We're going to roast them a little bit before we actually prepare them with the cheese mixture so that they roll a little bit easier. All right, now that I've got these laid out, I'm going to put a little olive oil on them and some salt and pepper. Just want to get a nice drizzle going. About a tablespoon of olive oil will do it. I love Ingles olive oil, by the way. You should pick some up. It's really good. If you're like me, you love a lot of pepper. Adds a little kick. All right, and some sea salt. And if you're making a lot, you might want to do 2 trays of this, but this should cover us for today. So I'm going to put these in the oven for about 15 minutes just to get, nice and easy for us to roll. And we're going to make our cheese mixture while this cooks, but we'll be right back. All right, we've got that in the oven and the zucchinis are getting nice and roasted for about 15 minutes. So like I said, I've got a 9 by 13 baking dish now. We're going to get this ready. So we're going to want to just coat the bottom in some tomato sauce. Ingles has a great selection of tomato sauces and they're really good. They've got about 5 or 6 different flavors. One with cheese, a garlic one. They're all delicious and all work great with this recipe or any other pasta dishes you might make. Get this nice and covered just so you can't see the bottom pretty much because it's going to get nice and bubbly in the oven. All right, so we're going to set that aside now. We're going to make our cheese mixture. This cheese mixture is very cheesy, as the name suggests. So we're going to start with some ricotta. We're just going to do an entire 15-ounce container. I love cooking with ricotta. It is so dreamy to me. It just mixes so well. I say this is a low-carb recipe, but I think lower carb might be the right word because there is a lot of cheese. Gonna add some mozzarella, which we're also gonna put on top of the zucchini roll-ups when we're done. Some Parmesan. I love that Ingles makes all these cheeses. It's a really great way to make your dishes and affordable. Gonna add some garlic powder, some Italian seasoning, and I'm gonna add just like a pinch of parsley that I have cut up that I got in the Ingles, fresh section. And you could also add basil, but I'm gonna add basil on top to cook. We're gonna wanna get this nice and mixed. All right, I'm gonna add a little salt and pepper now. You don't wanna add too much salt. You'll get a little bit of that from the zucchinis and from the pasta sauce. I like a lot of pepper, so I'm gonna add quite a bit. Make sure you get the bottom of the bowl a few times to get all of that cheese mixed together nice and evenly. All right, and scrape the edges down. So our zucchini should be about done now, so I'm gonna go pop those out of the oven, and then we'll come back and put them together and roll them up and put them in the pan to cook. All right, I just pulled these out of the oven and my house smells delicious right now. I love roasted veggies. So you're gonna wanna have clean hands for this because we're gonna add the cheese to the zucchinis now. And it's a little easier, honestly, to use your hands. All right, so we're just gonna spread this evenly across. There's really no such thing as too much cheese here. All right. Got those done. Let's go ahead and add some to another. One of my favorite things about this recipe is it's easy if you have vegetarians in the house, but also if you have people that eat meat, it's really easy to just add meat to a couple of these and cook them separately. I like serving these as a main dish or even as an appetizer to a main dish because they come out pretty small, so it's easy to just eat a couple if you're eating something bigger later. I went ahead and prepared some ground beef too to add to some of these. So I'm just gonna add a little bit here. But you could even do this with a plant-based option. You can get that in the freezer section at Ingles. They have a actually pretty large selection of that. You could add ground turkey, ground chicken. I like beef. The butcher is great at Ingles. Lots of options. So when I did take these out of the oven, I let them completely cool, obviously, so I didn't burn my hands rolling these up. You're just gonna do it nice and slow. Grab it there. Beautiful. These come out so cute, so pretty. You can even add a little dollop of cheese on top of them if you want. Here's one of our cheese options. Here we go, another beautiful one. Let's do this one. There we go. After you roll all these up and the rest, you're gonna wanna add just a dash of tomato sauce on top of each one. You could even add a little tomato sauce in with the zucchinis if you're a huge tomato sauce fan. Then you're just gonna add a little bit of mozzarella on top of each one and some Parmesan. Remember I said there's no such thing as too much cheese here. And then I like to cook mine with fresh basil on top, but if you're more of a parsley fan, you can add parsley. Anything works. So we're gonna pop this in the oven at 425 again, so no need to turn your oven off. All right, just pulled these out of the oven. It smells amazing in here, and these just look so pretty. I've garnished with a little more basil. You can add a little Parmesan on top before serving. These are delicious. I've got a baguette from Ingles Bakery. We're gonna cut this up, toast it a little bit, and serve it with it. So thank you for joining me here at the Ingles table. Don't forget to check out our website for more tips, tricks, and recipes. I'll see you next time. And if you happen to make this, tag me on Instagram at LauraLynnObsessed.